Assalamu alaikum everyone. I am back again. I think it's been like a week or so since I did a video, like an actual video. So here we go. I want to talk about not talking about your past, okay? I think sometimes people feel like inclined to talk about their past or feel like they have to talk about their past when asked about it before. I'm talking about pre-Islam days, like Jahiliyyah days. But you do not have to talk about your past. And I personally do not talk about my past, like the things that are bad, okay? Allah says don't reveal what he's covered in the night. So Allah gave you like a fresh start when you took your shahada. So why would you bring up old stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you bring up old stuff? Allah covered it for you, gave you a clean slate like you're a newborn baby. There is no reason to talk about it again, okay? You don't have to. I've definitely had questions about, people ask, do you drink or did you drink? Did you smoke? I've been asked, am I a virgin? I've been asked different things like that. Like, that is no one's business, okay? That is no one's business. Whether it's good or it's bad, whether you have or haven't, it's no one's business. And you shouldn't feel inclined or like you have to tell someone. Some people have concerns. If, say, they're not a virgin, some people have concerns about, oh, what if my husband finds out, Allah, you are not obligated to tell your husband any of that. As long as it's something that's not going to harm him or you two, you're not obligated to tell your husband that, okay? And if you are a virgin, you're not obligated to tell your husband that. You know what I'm saying? It's between you and Allah. Sometimes people have issue letting their past go, in a sense of, say, if you did do things like drink or smoke or something like that. Some people, for some reason, can't let it go. But you need to remember that Allah gave you a fresh start. You took your shahada, you became Muslim. Alhamdulillah, Allah gave you a fresh start. And take that fresh start, you know what I'm saying? You're not accountable for the things that you did before Islam. You're definitely accountable for the things you do after Islam, and especially the things that you know about the more and more you study. But anything you've done before Islam, Jahiliyyah days, you are not accountable for, okay? And again, going back to, it's no one's business. Like, the question about if you're a virgin or not is no one's business, because at the end of the day, it does them no. And these aren't even, I'm saying, like, these aren't even questions from people like, say you may be getting to know. These are just people in general. I've heard these questions a lot, just from people who have nothing to do with your life. It's none of their business, because it does them no good and does them no bad. It's just like information for them to have to spread it how they want to. That's why with me, anything from before I was Islam, I don't tell people, or maybe a few know. I rarely tell people, because I want to be able to say that I didn't tell anyone anything, whether it's a yes or a no. I didn't tell anyone anything. So I know for a fact, from me, if it's coming out of someone's mouth, it's a complete lie, because I never said anything about, such subject. Say, for instance, the times that I've been asked if I was a virgin, I say I don't talk about those things. That doesn't mean I haven't done or have done something. That just means it's none of your business, okay? So I say I don't talk about those things because it's no one's business. It's very similar also to when people ask you, like, how much do you make? I don't answer those questions either, because it has nothing to do with you. It does you no good. It does you no bad. It's just, you're just being nosy, okay? You're just being nosy, and you just want to have extra information about me or a person. Again, to spread it how you want to, or have it for whatever reason, which isn't beneficial to you. If anything, it's harmful instead of being beneficial, okay? So I don't answer questions like that. You know what I'm saying? It's no one's business. You don't have to answer those types of questions either. Alhamdulillah. Say, for instance, as far as it goes with meeting someone or meeting your potential spouse. Inshallah, you'll find a person who those types of things don't matter. They see the beauty in you having converted to Islam. They see your progress, they see your growth, and they see your actions and your attitude, and you trying to do better and trying to continuously grow in your deen as well as other areas of your life. So they will, if they're a good person, they will overlook that. If they're a person who knows the deen, they will overlook that. But when you do get married, I think being vulnerable is very important, as well as being compatible with your spouse. So, when you do get married, and I think it's okay to share those intimate details with your spouse. I just think it's part of being vulnerable. I think it's part of continuously learning and growing with one another. But anyone else I'm talking about, like anyone else outside of that realm, it's none of their business, okay? Again, going back to finances, same thing with finances. Unless you're my spouse or potential spouse, my money has nothing to do with you, okay? I'm not talking to anyone specific. I'm just talking at this point. I'm just talking about questions that I've been asked and that I've heard others been asked, and questions that I've heard people have concerns about. Okay. So yes, don't feel like you have to tell all your information, because you don't, and that person should respect that. If they don't respect that, then you don't need to be talking to that person, whoever that is. You don't have to have the conversation. If they can't respect that, then it's definitely none of their business. Whoever it is, whether it's a friend, acquaintance, potential spouse, whoever, you know what I'm saying? Say for instance, if I would probably tell someone instances or things from the past if they really needed to hear it. Say someone was really going through something and they needed that ear, they needed that person, they needed just that extra, like to let them know they're not alone, then I would probably tell them, like, hey, look, this happened to me before. It's life. We all go through it. You are not alone. If someone really needed to hear it and really needed to see, like, look, this is life. This is all part of learning and growing, I would probably tell them my background in that sense, in that matter, if they really needed to hear it. But other than that, it's no one's business, okay? If you choose to, some reverts, converts, some people love telling, or people who are just started practicing the deen, who were born Muslim, some people enjoy telling, like, the nitty-gritty details of their story, like the juice, okay? And that's fine, but again, my personal opinion and advice is that Allah covered it for you, whatever it is. You don't want to take that for granted. Why would you uncover what Allah has covered for you in the night, right? Allah gave you that blessing for a reason. You repented, you made tawbah, you were sincerely regretful for the things that you did, then I would leave it in the past, okay? And I genuinely feel like sometimes if you keep talking about something that's old, you kind of breathe new life into it, okay? So that is my opinion. That is my advice, suggestion on that piece of, keeping your past to yourself. And I know when people hear the word your past, they think like all type of stuff went down. No. That is not true, and that's not necessarily true. Okay? It's just, like for me, for instance, I've been Muslim for 4 years. I feel like I have been Muslim my entire life. Okay? So a lot of things, anything that happened before then, it's literally like I don't think about it. The thought does not spark in my head. I don't reminisce on it. If someone brings something up from the past, then I'll remember it. But even then, when someone brings something up from the past, sometimes I don't remember it and they really have to jog my memory. It's literally like before Islam, a lot of the things that occurred didn't occur. That's how I feel. And I'm just, going full speed ahead, full steam ahead. I feel like a lot of, like I said, I feel like I've been Muslim my whole life. Anything before I was Muslim is pretty much irrelevant to me, outside of my family and my close friends. It's just something I don't think about, and nothing stimulates that memory. Even if I'm in a place, nothing jogs my memory about, oh, I remember when this happened. Like I said, if someone brings it up, then yeah, or if someone really has to jog my memory, but it just doesn't pop in my head. It's not something that I think about. It's not something that I care about at all. So it's not a part of my life. And I can't stand when people you know meet or run into who you knew before you're Muslim always start talking about the past. I hate that. That makes me feel like, that makes me think that you haven't moved on from the past, okay? Or you're still stuck in a certain place in your life where you're not in that mindset of moving forward. Like if you got things going on, if you're so encompassed in what you're doing, you have no time to think about what someone else is doing. You have no time to wonder or sit there and talk about the past or wonder about the past or bring up old stuff. You're so focused on what you're doing and trying to get it done. You're looking ahead, you're moving forward, progressive movements, being optimistic, being positive, and getting things done. It's like the past never existed. So I feel like if you're constantly bringing up old stuff, marinating on old stuff, then I feel like you don't have much going on. Okay, I'm sorry, but that's how I feel. Anyway, like I said, so my life is moving full steam ahead, positivity, optimism, moving forward. And if some of you out there who reverted or converted or were born Muslim but are just started practicing, if some of you feel like you're getting stuck in a rut or stuck in or stuck tied to old things and old ways, or you can't quite get out of doing old things, it's probably the people that you are hanging around. Okay, it's probably that the people that you are hanging around that may not be good for your life or your progression. That's just how life is. You know, sometimes you have to let some people go to continue to move forward. Some people genuinely aren't that great for your life. Or even if it's like a neutral thing, like they're not good, they're not bad, you want to surround yourself around positivity. You want to surround yourself around those who support you and are going to push you to do better or are also going in the same direction you're going. So if you find yourself in a rut, like look at who you're hanging around. Look at the environment you are around. That's a big thing too. So going back to psychology, I did psychology and I used to volunteer with at the prison with inmates who are being ready to be released you know what I'm saying? So they're getting ready to get out on parole. They were eligible for parole. But one major thing that we always tell them, which is important, is that when they get out after they go to the halfway house, do not go back to where you were from. Do not go back to the place, the city, hell, even the state if you can. Well, not the state. They have to stay in the state. But don't go back to the place that where you committed your crime. Don't go back to the place where things went down, which landed you in jail in the first place, in prison in the first place. It's the environment. If you continue to be in that, it's very it's less likely that it's more than likely you will end up doing the same thing that you did. It's very unlikely that you will thrive hanging around the same people, living in the same place, doing that same type of stuff. So we always advise them, like, do not go back to the place where you committed your crime. Don't live there. I don't care if people are, if it's been 30 years, no. The environment is still the same. The people, if they're still there, they're the same and they're the same mindset. So you have to consciously take yourself out of that. Physically, mentally, emotionally, everything like that. And again, that goes back to the same thing about not talking about your past, not reliving the past, not marinating on the past, moving forward and politely telling someone, I don't talk about those things, I became Muslim and I'm focused on what's ahead. Because if you keep marinating on the past, reliving the past, you're more likely to probably fall back into doing some of those things that you were doing before. And again, obviously everyone has great things that happened in the past. I'm talking about the things that happened that were not so great, that were bad. Everyone has a story to tell. Everyone doesn't have the prettiest past, or everyone's done something that they aren't proud of in the past. So you don't want to go back there. You don't want to relive it. Just keep moving forward. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep progressing. Find things to help you progress. Make goals. Set yourself around positive people who are where you're at or better. Okay. I'm not saying there's something wrong with someone who's not where you're at. But if they're going, as long as they're going in the same direction, moving forward, of course, lend a helping hand if you see someone struggling. But keep moving forward. Keep doing what you're doing. Again, you don't have to talk about your past. I keep repeating this. You don't have to talk about your past. That's no one's business. That's between you and Allah. And don't let anyone make you feel like you have to tell it or something like that. Or some people even try to make you feel bad, like, oh, you think you're better than someone else. No, like some people just want you to are hoping you're in the same boat they are. No. Don't let anyone make you feel bad or guilt trip you into saying stuff or make you feel bad or say things like, oh, you think you're better than blah, blah, blah because da, 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 da. No. Do you keep that positive mindset and move forward. So I hope this helps some people who are struggling with their past or who want to move away from their past or who don't know how to answer some of these questions if people bring them up, yeah. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Oh, that's what I wanted to say too. If you're still watching this video, because I know it ended up being much longer than I thought it would be. If you have any questions for me, any general questions, please feel free to ask, and inshallah I will answer them. Hopefully if I get enough, I can do a Q&A video. I would love to do that. So ask me any questions that you want, and inshallah I will answer them. Hopefully they're appropriate questions. But yes, please leave them in the comment section. I would love to know. I would love to know. Or in the description box, I'll leave my email so you can email me questions as well. And if I get enough, then I'll do a Q&A video. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and I will see y'all later. Assalamu alaikum.